beautiful stars. Reading time. All right, we're going to go our beautiful tarot. What is on your mind today? Main collective. Okay. Knight of Coins, Nine of Swords in reverse, Hanged Man. Okay, this collective, you could be waiting for some kind of offer from someone, or you could be thinking of making an offer to someone. It's been a little bit stuck here. There's a little bit of emotional baggage tied to this. Guilt, intense feelings over unresolved issues. Main collective, you've clearly been pretty patient with this. Just want one more for this Knight of Coins. Yeah, I was thinking this could be something tied to work, but now you've got Knight of Cups in reverse. So, right collective, you've clearly gone through some form of heartbreak. Maybe you feel you've been a little bit manipulated here, especially with this unresolved issues. This Knight of Cups is a lot about, you know, revoked offers and unfortunately a little bit of an obsessive mind frame. It's funny, we've got the two slowest moving knights here with the Hanged Man. I feel this collective, you've maybe had your heart space holding out for this for quite a while. I do feel with this Hanged Man here, this card can also be a card of epiphany and really letting go of certain things. And I feel this collective, I know this is your main focus, but there's clearly some form of new perspective that's coming over you. This Hanged Man, I always say it's not there, it's just a little bit stuck. But if you are someone that has experienced this kind of heartbreak where a lot of things were promised, it was something that really had a lot of potential to flourish into something beautiful, and then all of a sudden everything that was offered was revoked. It was revoked with unanswered questions, lack of closure. I'm kind of hearing a little bit of that discard energy. There's a difference between when you go through a breakup. A breakup is when you discuss that with the person that you are dating, and you, as painful as it is, there's a conversation of why it's happening, and at least you can get some form of peace and resolve from the conversation you have. And then there's that discard energy where someone offers you the world, and without any depth of conversation, they revoke that through silent treatment, abandonment. Like, that is it's a hard energy to kind of walk through, especially if you've got trauma in the heart, right? And I feel this collective, this doesn't just feel like some form of amicable breakup. It feels like you were literally left just kind of wondering, and your heart space has been blocked ever since. And this collective, you've clearly been patient here. You have some form of loyalty that still lies with this person. But I think this collective, you're finally getting to a point where you're starting to understand. There's a reason I say everything. This doesn't feel like you were left in the right way, I'm going to be honest. And sitting here with this kind of emotional baggage, and when you go into deep reflection about it, it can make you feel a little bit silly. It can make you feel a little bit, I don't want to say delusional, but I just feel this collective, as painful as it is, you're starting to have a new perspective on this whole situation. Okay, it doesn't mean it's easy, but I think maybe you're starting to take the rose-colored glasses off here a little bit. It's a tough one. You're starting to realize that this is something, and look at that, Page of Cups in reverse. So you were manipulated. You got 2 cards of manipulation and obsession. So this is definitely dragged up your childhood wounding, trauma that you unfortunately maybe didn't even know you had to such a severity. Like, look at your main perspective here. Like, this is some pretty hard emotion to sieve through. I don't know if you've just had an overwhelm over the past couple days, or you're sitting in anxiety, or I just feel the right collective, you're being really hard on yourself. You know, I always say this, and heartbreak like this, it takes a good 4 to 7 years for the human brain to properly process it. People don't give themselves enough leniency with this kind of heartbreak, and they have to put a label on it, or there has to be this, or there has to be that. It's okay to feel uncomfortable in emotion, and it's hard. I'm trying to word it right because you can just see what you've gone through here. There's nothing wrong with you for your heart space still being blocked, is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to feel silly for it. Clearly, this is something that the person connected to you, that's their own trauma that they need to walk through. If they're this kind of personality trait and they can offer someone all of this and then without even words do what I described that they did, that's not your fault. Let's confirm these. Wow. So you guys, literally, this person could have offered you marriage. You guys were building a foundation. 4 of Wands, you could have seen this as a divine person of yours, a true soul connection. And again, maybe this is why you've had your heart space held out. You always thought that they would come back with some form of flourishing offer. But clearly, like I said, there's been a bit of time for the right collective. We've got a lot of slow moving energies here. Hold on. I want to get these. I feel this collective, you're questioning your sanity a little bit. I can feel my energy just being like kind of sucked out of me. It would be so draining, stabbed in the back. So this is around your heart space. So there was betrayal here. Heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So you didn't even see it coming. No. You've got the I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, wanting to date, but the hammer here. So maybe this has come around a couple times since this. This is my repetitive cycles, but every time it's ended the same. So let's just say you had your initial separation and this person's popped back around a few times, but every time they've popped back, they've just been colder, drier, more detached, and you unfortunately still weren't seeing through the veil of their manipulation, their wounding. And because you did and had put a label on it like this, you kept excusing their behavior. And as the cycles have gone on, it's become more and more painful. This would make sense with why you're in such deep reflection of it now, and you're starting to realize, I need to let this go. This person liking you or not, I don't think that's the issue here. This person, if they've come in and out multiple times, it's not that they don't like you. They're clearly not emotionally balanced, right? And I always say this, is love enough? Just because someone likes you, if they're not treating you right and they're making you feel this way, it's kind of that 8 of Cups. As hard as it is, if this is embedded in your dynamic, and there's not even good communication here, something you really need to ask yourself, what's the point? this collective, this repetitiveness, this sabotage, this, look what it does to you. The cassette, the outdated thinking, replaying events over and over and over. It's not healthy for anybody's mind. Stabbed in the back. So reminiscing, going over photos right now. This is the runner. Okay. I wanted to get this to see if this was really a twin dynamic. Not that that's an excuse for any of this behavior. I do think you've got this person seeping in on your energy, but like they could be reflecting on this maybe for the first time properly. They could really be wanting to make new memories, but they're still presenting as the runner. I know you've got the sailing boat here, but like you can't get past these cards. These are very emotionally heavy cards. What's this? I like you. Okay, so there is, I'll have to see your soul contract here. So you've got the soul contract, soul connection card. This could be them, this Nine of Swords, in regret, with guilt, intense feelings over these unresolved issues with this here. So this collective, you've got the dragonfly under this hammer. Everything I say is for a reason. If every single time your cycle has ended the same, underneath the hammer you're about to find something out. Now, the saying there needs to be more of a lighthearted approach here, but I don't know if I'm picking up the collective's energy right now. This is feeling just really like I said, it's draining me. These cards aren't too bad here, especially if it is them in deep reflection wanting to change things, but let's get one more for this. Oh God. So this person's very heavily in your energy. They're reminiscing, they're wanting to learn from the past and make new memories. Can I tell you something, my angels? This would take a lot of effort for you to be able to trust in. Like, this would take time. This isn't something that can just be fixed in, like, you know, a week or two. Look at it. And if they still have, they're obsessed. If they still have running tendencies, again, do you let your walls down? Hold on, let's get one. Okay, so this collective, you still care. Insane chemistry, liking each other equally. But then again, that's with the outdated thinking. Maybe this is where you're starting to kind of get fed up with your thought pattern. I want one more for this runner. Wow. Okay, that's not bad. You've got their ascending. That's not bad. Transcending obstacles, learning expansion, new phase, preparing for union. With the chaser at the, so you definitely had the runner chaser dynamic here. Okay, let me just finish your tarot, and before we keep going, I've got to get your soul contract, universe's perspective, because me reading this just feels really karmic, and it feels very, it just feels really heavy and messy. But let's just finish you guys, and then we'll do that before we keep going. Okay, I feel this is you. You're finally coming into strength with this whole situation. Like I said, it could be them reflecting, but they are getting ascending. They could be finding strength in this whole situation. But I think you're starting to finally stand in your worth and your self-belief, and you're getting your confidence back, and there's a reason this is in such deep reflection for you right now, and if you guys are truly soully tied, you're going to feel them accessing you. So if you've been strong and you've just been kind of puttering along and you've been finding this strength and now you're in this overwhelm, yeah, you're feeling them. And if you're going into this much detail about it, maybe it is them going into detail about what they've done here. Could be. Okay, this is where I can feel it in me. Your aha moment, your epiphany, this isn't worth it anymore. It's not worth the pain. There's something here, this collective, the loyalty you've had in your heart, the patience, the perseverance, it's that 9 of Wands upright. It's like you've just been holding the line, no matter how battered, bruised, emotionally overwhelmed, you just never budged. You're probably one of my collectives, you took a path of celibacy. It's like you just couldn't see anybody else but this person, right? Even through everything they did. But now this is no more. You're overwhelmed. This isn't worth it. You could even be thinking now, I want to get back out there. Maybe you are starting to date. There's something here, this collective. I think your aha moment is kind of reflecting that this is a waste of time. And maybe because you're finally letting go of that frequency, maybe this is why this person's finally in deep reflection. But I have to confirm the universe's part first. All right, Page of Cups in reverse. You're my, oh my God, it makes sense. I've got 1 or 2 collectives here, and the masculine tied to you, they bring out a side of me. This is one of you collectives, a year or more. This has happened. A year or more, this person has not given you closure. A year or more, this person has not validated your feelings, has not tied off loose ends. So even though you've got that Hammer card, even though this person's popped in, it's probably been sexual, dry, just really childish, disgusting behavior. Wounding or not, you don't treat someone like that, right? So you haven't just been discarded once. This person's done it to you multiple times. Don't make it fit. I don't know if you've just gone around the roundabout recently again. Oh gosh, let's just get one more. Okay, good. You're wanting temperance. You're wanting peace. You don't want this chaos in your life, which means you're really healing. I always say it's unfortunate what childhood trauma can do to us, especially when we grow up in an environment that's chaotic and abruptive and just constantly up and down, because that's what we welcome when it comes to love. That's what we welcome when it comes to life before we start healing. This collective, you are done with the chaos. You don't want to feel it. And that is why you're naturally starting to repel this energy, right? You're wanting peace, and this person literally equals chaos, equals pain. Okay, I'm going to get the universe's perspective before we keep going, because like I said, I can feel myself getting a bit spicy. All right, your soul connection. What's the universe? What's the energy around this pairing? What's going on here? That's good. Okay, so things that have been stuck. It was clearly not grounded, but it was to create solid, dopeful energy, dependable energy, duty bound. Maybe this connection really accelerated you on your path. If it's a true divine pairing, it would have, but you've got the stallion here around you right now, so it's being activated from up above to break free from this. There's strong emotions, driving force, unleashing the inner beast. Wild versus tame. Maybe this connection finally taught you boundaries. Oh God. Well, we know that you had obsession. Look at the camera right now. This is about clarity coming, very important details, getting more information, examining the fine print. I do think this person's all up in your energy, but there could be something here that you need to examine the fine print. This is a nice card, but this here, grounded, fertility, personal growth, past life connection evolving, and your connection to source. So it's strengthened your connection. That's beautiful, to up above. Okay. Oh, that's good. Wow. Metamorphosis, being open, embracing the change, evolution of the soul, rising up. This made you reinvent yourself, but enjoyment, being present, resilience, knowing where to go to lift out negativity and gather sweet nectar. So this connection definitely grew you internally through the trauma and the fires it created. 23, 24, consecutive numbers, 27, 27th of the 4th, 5th of the 7th, 7th of the 5th, or the 23rd, 24th of the 4th. Okay. Oh, you got it. So it is a twin connection. That's why it's been stuck. Not that it validates what's been done. We talk about this all the time, my angels. It was meant to make you find your path and your blueprint, your mission in this world. It was meant to teach you both that kind of Nine of Wands energy, that enduring energy, that dependable energy, becoming faithful, grounded. I can't believe you got this. Hold on a second. I'm going to clear out my energy because I feel the collective's energy is still lingering on me. If this is a true twin dynamic. Hold on a second. I'll be back. Okay, before we keep going, and I just have to say, because I talk about it all the time, just because you're on this journey, it doesn't mean you guys are meant to give this person, your connected energy, more love than you give yourself, right? And I always say you guys need to get to a point of really understanding this. And this right collective, it's a tough one because you can see you have not been treated right, and multiple times you haven't been treated right. So just because this card has come out, it doesn't mean you are a doormat for this person. And if it really is a true divine pairing, you putting up boundaries and you speaking your needs and wants, it's not going to affect your thread, as what's meant to be will always be. Your next card is the Stallion. So this being here or not, the universe is saying, stand up for yourself. You are not a doormat to this person. And from what I can feel, I feel this collective, you're releasing this journey, and that is okay. No one should be treated the way that you've been treated, especially if you've shown this person nothing but kindness, nothing but acceptance, right? So yes, this is here, but this journey isn't just for you to be dependable. It's not just for you to be faithful. It's not just for you to be on your divine journey, right? It's also for this person. And until you see that from this person, I know these cards are beautiful, but this collective, from what I can feel from your part anyway, this person's a mess. Like, I always say a divine counterpart, it's two divine people, not just one. And until you start seeing that change and consistently, I would protect yourself. But anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, this yarn, feeling strung along. They're saying you need the stallion over this. Complicated circumstances, feeling strung along all the time, hassles, problems. Find your strength in it. 23. It's the only way to move on from it is to put up boundaries and let this person know you ain't taking it no more, right? So I always say, true divines, when you are coming into union, you guys and the feminines, it's like you're repulsed. You get the ick. Your veils shift. They literally, I don't want to say you guys turn into the runner. You just shut down. Maybe that's this collective, the brink you're coming to. But until this yarn energy is moved on from, you just don't want to be stuck. I always say you guys just get stuck on the same layer. And this is what makes your separation so long, because you excuse the BS, because you just have that 4D expectation. They're my person. We're going to this, that. So you just excuse all the rubbish. So the universe is literally saying, this is universal part, divine or not. No one deserves that in their life. No one. So just, they're literally saying this needs to be moved on from, right? Wow. Maybe you've just broken your layer and you've got start of a new season. But stand in your power, right? Stand in your power. This could ignite a new beginning here. Tree. Oh, there. Ew. Again, yes, it's evolving. Yes, it's evolving, but still, personal growth, that's good. But it's still here. You got the stabbed in the back in the other part as well. So this deception, backstab, betrayal, silent treatment, all of this stuff, yes, it's evolving, but it's still not there, like the way it should be. One more. Oh, it's good. You've got major opportunities. Sorry, I just get so protective over you guys because you just go through it for so long. Years of it. No one should have to go through it. Major opportunities, growth, warmth, positivity, building strength. So they are evolving it. That's clearly them. One more. Strength. So that row, the 9 of, so they're evolving it. Okay. It's not bad. Butterfly. Well, maybe becoming dependable and faithful, the first row. But also soulmate energy. If you have found other love and you are happy, it's up to you at the end of the day. Supportive people, this person could be starting to become quite supportive. You clearly haven't seen it yet though. Faithful companion, yeah, okay. Your business could really be booming right now, which is really good. Boss, CEO, life coach. It's my mama bear protective energy, and I think you definitely embody that, this collective, but you deserve that back in return as well, right? Someone that's loyal and protective and takes care of you the way you take care of others. One more. Okay, so the islands here. after separation, you've transitioned from loneliness to independence, which is really good. They're saying this is protected, which is beautiful. So like I said before, what's on the end? Oh, you got the reconciliation card. It could be, but I was just about to say, what's on the end of your red thread will never pass you by, right? So I still think this collective, this row, is probably one of your most important, just because this person now feels like they're ready to offer you this reconciliation. They want to harmonize, yes, but just remember what you've been through. I do think this collective, and I will get tarot for what's coming for you guys and advice, but I do think this collective, you just putting up boundaries once isn't going to fix everything. I think this person unfortunately needs a little bit of a wake-up call, I'm going to be honest. But what I want to do, because I can just, it's like my attitude just won't go away. I feel this collective, you just, you've clearly been through a lot. Hold on, I just want to confirm this person's emotion. I want to get those divine truth cards. Let's actually see where they're at emotionally. How are they feeling? Okay, so they know you've, oh, their sneakiness. So at least they're in reflection. How they've been thinking they were clever, snake, devious, hiding things from you, their deceit, how they've told you a lie, how they were trying to trick you, thinking that you've moved on, that you've lost interest, that you're not fulfilled in this anymore, you're not tempted anymore, but they feel connected to you. So deep bond, belonging, that you guys are very alike, you're soully connected, that you understand them, that your energies are still intertwined. At least they're reflecting. So the stabbed in the back, they're reflecting on that. The snake energy in the universe's part, and now it's here, their first card. That's a positive. Okay, but they still feel trapped because of all their sneakiness and lies. So again, be careful, because they feel trapped by it, which means they're still kind of sitting, even if they wanted to approach you, because they feel trapped by this behavior. I don't feel you're going to have complete honesty here. They're stuck, they're restricted because of this. This is suffocating them. I do think this person's going to approach you, but this collective, I don't know if you guys have a big age gap, or I just feel so much emotional immaturity from this person. They're shocked. So maybe they've seen you, especially if you have moved on, right? This could have really put a kind of flame up them. There's something here you've posted or something you've said that they feel trapped. Their sneakiness, they're surprised, unexpected, they're taken back, they didn't see something coming. I think they've seen something from you. Something's really jarred them right now. Or if it's not that they've seen something on your socials, you've called them on their deception. And remember the very first part. This person's just prone to just literally acts. Silent treatment, discard, abandonment. So if they were backed in a corner because you brought up their deceit, this is probably why they feel trapped, because they know the only way to come forward is with honesty. It's from what I can feel from this person's still trying to cover their tracks, right? So you're playing on their mind nonstop. The universe is doing something in your dynamic right now. But if you're a true divine, you'd be an oracle. Trust your intuition when it comes to this situation. Don't let them bamboozle you. They're stressed because they think you've moved on. They're stressed. So like I said, I feel this person needs a wake-up call. I'm going to be honest, but that's up to you guys. They feel pressured right now, especially if they're feeling that you're losing interest. It would be they're probably not even ready, but it's like subconsciously feel like they need to dangle that carrot again. It's a really off energy I'm feeling. They're bothered, they're worried, they're agitated, they feel weighed down by the whole situation. Addicted to you. And that came out before. This person's obsessed. Why do I feel that's you? They're clearly not calm. They could be seeing you're calm, or they're trying to find peace in this, trying to believe in the bond of your connection. Oh, suspicious. Oh, projection. Maybe over your behavior or how to approach you. Do I approach being like, see, it's just too much strategizing in the mind. I want one more for these two. Obsessed. They're addicted, and they could actually have addictions. Wouldn't surprise me with the emotional imbalance I'm feeling. Hold on, I'm going to get these Divine Truth cards. Let's see if there's any form of activation in their soul. They're feeling towards collective. Alright, you've got Moonlight, Black and White. Oh, that's good. So the moon represents our emotion. Moonlight is a reflection of our love. I've always tried to be realistic with life, but you've opened me up to the color of this world. They've got the 5D card here. You made me realize that we are one. Maybe they have activated. Apology, far out. I wasn't expecting these cards, I'm going to be honest. If they really believe in your 5D connection and the power of it, they would come through with complete transparency. Just remember that, because they wouldn't be strategizing here. So I feel they're still in and out a little bit. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learnt my lessons. I'm so sorry. I always say this to you guys, one message is not going to change anything. If they are genuinely in this energy, genuinely connected, genuinely in that divine masculine strength, they'll lock in, right? You putting up boundaries, they're not going to run again. They're not going to get all, temperamental and moody, wounded feminine if they don't get their way, right? Just remember me saying that. Because this collective, your first part, like I said, that felt very karmic. Like someone that can do that to someone, it is narcissistic. It's really self-unaware. So just, yes, these are really nice cards, but, oh wow, what is going on? The divine is at play. I always see this, they don't even know it. The divine timing's doing something. Your veils must be shifting, because this collective, they must be shifting. The universe always delivers in divine timing. Trust the process, be patient. That's more from up above. Moonlight. Wow, what is going on? Okay, life is full of surprises, and I have something special planned just for you. Maybe that's why I'm feeling strategic. Maybe they are planning something in more of a nice way. Those emotion cards, though, that's a bit of a red flag. Black and White. Oh, whoa. So they really feel on the same frequency to you right now. They could be feeling very telepathically connected to you. I can't stop thinking about you. We're aligning. Oh, I don't think they know you're aligning on the same frequency, but they can definitely, they feel you. 5D. Wow. They could be getting that chasing veil. Just how you guys at the start, they're always on your mind, the signs, the synchronicities, the daydreaming. They could be. Oh, this is good. I'm tired of pretending that I'm happy without you. The silence is killing me. You're always on my mind, even when I try and forget you. Apology. They're stressed. So they are stressed. So it's not just stressed about surprising you. They are stressed about what needs to be said. So they're strategizing about both. A little bit alarming. One more for the apology and stressed. They know. This person would know you're over it. I think this collective, you must have broken a cycle here. Because they know they can't play games. They know they can't do their sneakiness with you anymore. Again, I feel this person, this is good. I'm not going to say it's not, but I do think they feel backed in a corner here. Oh, so they're going over memories, hopefully of their bad behavior. So I know this is really about the memories of, you guys being together, but this is for the apology and stress. So I think they're starting to really, because you got to remember they're reflecting on the stabbed in the back. Like they are reflecting on things that I don't think they were really taking notice of in the past. They know a lot needs to be said here. Okay, divine timing. So maybe that's you that's a bit angry, because I'm feeling the anger. I'm feeling the frustration. Divine timing's at play, because if this is a true divine connection, I still think this collective needs boundaries, but maybe, look, because they're trying to give you a wish granted, but maybe your emotion would push this away for another cycle. Like I said, what's meant to be will always be, but if you're at the point I'm feeling, even reading them, they're really nice cards. Universe's part, really nice. But I'm just feeling like, ugh. And maybe that's been holding this off because you're just really frustrated. And I've had, like, this past month, 2 months, so many of my feminines are going through this, and maybe you just keep coming in and out of waves of anger, right? For this to be underneath divine timing, they're saying we're trying to grant you a wish, but the frustration, I'm seeing that moon deck, the communication is key for what comes next, because you can put up boundaries in a calm way. Like, it doesn't need to be where I feel this collective, you might even just not even respond or something. I feel this row is a little bit more you. Let's get one more overall. Yeah, they're all talk, so they know you know that you're sick of it. I know you're tired of hearing all my excuses, all talk, no action. They know. I'm surprised that over it card didn't come out. Oh, this is good. They've got 5D nourishment and frequency. You feed my mind, nourish my soul, your energy helps me keep going. Perfect pair, that's all right. There's that expression. And enlightenment, that's good. You've got a lot of activation cards. That's why I went for this deck and not the journey deck. I do think they've activated into this divine frequency. They still smell like a little shit though, but let's just quickly see their true intention here. You're not going to believe this. I split that literally on that divine masculine magical muse at the bottom. Let's see their true intention. Do I roll the dice? Why do I feel this? Oh, I feel this could be approaching you. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So they are acquiring knowledge. They are. They're learning. just when you guys activate, you can't get enough of the information. You're constantly learning about it because you're open to the frequency of it. Our connection was very intense and confusing, but I'm trying to understand our undeniable bond. You were brought to me to teach me things, to bring awareness to my own existence. This is good. Number 18. Okay, so they really are thinking about the future. 66. I'm devoted to returning to you. I'm starting to feel hopeful about... If they're devoted to returning to you, remember what I said before, okay? Let them put in that effort consistently. If this is even something you want right now. So they're still settling. Not good. Not good. There's just something that feels off about this energy. Like, there's really nice cards, but I don't think they're completely there yet. I know I'm not happy, but I feel I have no way out. Victim. I just can't walk away from my duties or the one that I'm with, even if I'm not entirely happy. I don't think they're in, because nothing like that's come out. No third person, no snake, no. I don't think it's that. I think it's the victim mentality, and they're still in their comfort zone with life. That's what I feel. All right. That's good. They're breaking out of the illusions. This one's alarming. These are my obsessive thinking. They're still obsessively thinking, though. Got the best of me. I allowed my emotions and others to interfere and control and dictate my actions towards our connection. I finally understand I need to trust my intuition. They're getting there. That's good. Number 43. Aquarius. They could be an Aquarius. You could be an Aquarius. So this is about, I'm devoted to returning to you. I acted like I didn't care, but I did. This person, again, like I said, it feels that either big age gap or just not emotionally developed. I just needed my time and space to think on my own. I didn't want to be tied down by a relationship because I wasn't ready to put in the work. But this collective, they promised you the world. Remember that. They promised you a Four of Wands. Watch from the beginning. So just, it's going to take a lot for you to trust this person again. Oh, so they did just ghost you. And we said that at the start. This person, like... Child, I'm sorry I had to run, but I couldn't tell you how I felt because I didn't. It was because they were settling in their comfort, in their chaos. So they're reflecting on their ghosting. And then your glow. So you trigger them because you glow more than them. Child. I was so used to being the center focus of everyone's attention, but your magnetism outweighed mine, and I was insecure about that. So they treated you horribly, and they made you feel like rubbish because you glow, right? So then they tried to chip away at your confidence because they couldn't handle it. That's terrible. Divine or not, terrible. This is what they're reflecting on. So they know what they did here, right? That's terrible. Like I said, it feels like this person's got narcissistic traits. One more. Oh, how they denied this connection for so long. Leo, Aquarius. So they are going over their denial of this connection and the way they treated you. Again, they're stressed about the apology, but... gluttonous gossip, so they did listen to a lot of other people. Hold on, I've got to get these. I'm tired of running from this connection. I miss you so much and I need you by my side. But just remember, it's not just on their time, my angels. I talk about you to my... I doubt they talk about you to their friends. It looks like everyone's got an opinion on your connection. And they know I'm in love with you. You're irresistible and one of a kind. I don't know about that, maybe. I'm struggling financially. and they're settling. And you deserve better than what I can offer you. Maybe that's why they stay away a little bit, if they are a lot about, you know, if you know that they're quite materialistic and maybe they're not proud of where they are financially. I have toxic attachments to drugs and alcohol. And remember when that addiction card came out and I said, yeah, they're obsessed. It wouldn't surprise me if they have a... This would make sense because of the mentality I'm seeing. This person doesn't know how to regulate their emotions. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're prone to desanitize. I use them to suppress pain. I use them to suppress the pain of not having you in my life. So what, they blame you for their addictions? Again, child. I have been researching soulmates and twin flames. We know that, the acquiring knowledge. I know more than you think I do. I'm tired of running. I ask myself if I'm who you truly deserve. Collective, you deserve better. So right now anyway, you deserve the world and more. It's true for this collective. Would you move in with me? Oh my gosh, don't rush it, my angels. I'm going to get that purple deck next. I need to. Let's wake up next to one another and every morning. Oh God. Be careful. This reminds me of one of those people, when they've got a bee in their bonnet, they need it fixed straight away. When you've had a bee in your bonnet, this person would ghost you, right? But now that they want to fix it, just people like that, just be... I've said it 1,000 times in this reading, be careful. It's my fault that things between us never worked out, and I'm sorry for blaming you. Love it. They are reflecting on that, I will say. So they really are starting to reflect on their behavior. At least they're not blaming you no more. Every deck they have got that. I will say that's one positive thing with this person. They're in deep reflection, right? Where for so long, and that's the veils, they do blame, but at least now they're starting to take accountability. What's a little bit off is this, even though they know they're wrong, they're stressed about being honest. That's what the red flag is here, okay? Your love has changed me and I can never go back to the way... Your love has changed me and I can never go back to the way things were in the past. So maybe with these drugs, maybe they are trying to change that about themselves. That would be good. One more for that. Two more. I know that we belong together. There's a higher purpose for our connection. Once you activate to this journey, you realize that. I have finished... Oh, they're joking. They're joking. I have finished my self-work and I'm coming back to you. Will be... So maybe they come in thinking they're all changed. And I always say, healing it's a forever journey. You speak to me through music. Maybe you guys have a bond through music. I listen to love songs and imagine you here next to me. This is underneath the twin flame soulmate card. All right, last one. I want to show you who I really am, but I'm afraid to let my guard down. That's what they're stressing about. What happens if you don't like the real me? Not an excuse to be wearing a mask though, my angels. And this is why I think this collective, you're about to be a little bit blown away, because I don't think you've ever seen, since whatever's happened with you guys, the emotion that's coming for you guys. But I always say there is a difference between honesty and flattery. Oh, I miss you and this and that. I know you're my person too. I effed up X, Y, and Z, right? And you just don't want to be blinded by you don't want to have that Page of Cups. You don't want to have a naive approach to what's coming next, because I am not going to budge from this row for this collective. the stallion with the yarn and the ship. Like, you need to make sure that is out of your connection before you, because I don't think this person's completely there yet. But anyway, let's just quickly, what's coming next from this person to collective? Not bad. Oh, bewitched. They probably are trying to manifest you more communication issues, or maybe this is what they want to talk about, especially if you had communication, this Mercury retrograde, and that's what you guys had. There's something that's happened here to shift these veils. I do think this person has been working on these things, making decisions and working on their inner healing that caused the erratic temperament change and the bad communication. I do think that they have been working on it, but they're feeling bewitched. They are obsessed right now, so there could be a detail about pregnancy here for you guys as well, but expectation. Okay, so there's that bad finances, addictions that have come out again. Since whatever's happened here, it's making them open up their heart as you're closing your heart off. You can see it's shifting, right? But with having a pregnancy detail here, having gambling, these addictions, having communication issues, yes, there's this, but there's nothing about this confession or deep emotion here. So this is what's the cycles. Be careful. You want to make sure you've broken the cycle. So watch from the beginning. Fake karma, something ended, something's about to begin if you close off the layer, right? And this collective, they might feel they have a sense of urgency, but look, sneaky, feeling used, commitment. I'm sticking to it. One more. Okay, they're clearly watching you. We know that. Do they want to close off the distance? Yes. I don't think this person is going to approach you the right way. I think you're still going to feel used from this situation. I think they're still going to try and cover their tracks. Lie, pants on fire. This needs more time still. So you've got they'll be back, right? But you don't have the this needs time. You as a collective, I'm only here for advice. I'd be putting up boundaries or not even responding, because that says good things come to those who wait. They're still trying to cover and hide things. But that's up to you. All right, I'm going to get you tarot. Hold on. Okay, their next action towards you. Advice, how you guys should approach this and what the outcome. Oh, look at that. Completely leading with passion. Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands. So they're completely leading with passion and impulse, right? They have a deep desire for you. This is their next action. So they might come in with some powerful words, and very quickly after, they're going to probably be pushing that. And for the right collective, this would be part of your cycle. Very sexual interactions, right? Because you've got to break the layer. So they're going to present very powerful and with some very kind of lustful, flattering words. But it's going to turn into more of a... it's that desire they have for you, and it's going to come in impulsively. Oh, I can't see that happening, but Queen of Pentacles in reverse, manipulative, perfectionist, self-focused. So they might present like they're going to put in dedicated effort and that they're going to want to dedicate. They might say these things, but if they're leading with desire and this and not getting their way, and they're not in control of the situation, I've said it 100 times in this reading, unless you're seeing this, I wouldn't be budging this collective. They might say that they're ready to do it, to take control of the situation, right? But I feel if this person doesn't get their way here, they're going to chuck a tantrum and they'll probably ghost you again, right? Or block you. That I think it's just fake words. It's like they're not going to give you breathing room to even think about it. If they don't get their way, it's like they're out of there, right? So that's kind of the energy I'm feeling. I do think they want to readjust, but I do think that this is clearly burdening them. That's not the issue. You can see the reflection. You can see they want to fix it, but I don't think this person's emotionally developed enough to be patient and understanding. Yes, they're going over their deceit and their betrayal, but you've got to remember this person has not exchanged deep emotion with you. So if they come in and exchange deep emotion with you and they don't get their way, they'll probably trigger, because it takes time to heal, feel embarrassed or this or that, and that they'll block you if they're not getting their way, right? It just feels very childish because they feel like they're done and they're low. It's like, it's more... And I'm not saying they're doing it here in the forefront of their mind, but again, I said it before, it's like now that they've got to be in their bonnet and they just want to fix it, it's like this person just wants their way. Last one. 4 of Wands. They're delusional. So this is what they offered you before and they revoked it, right? So they want this commitment. I think these are the words they're going to say. But for the right collective, all these words were exchanged to you in the past and they discarded you. They didn't even break up with you. They just left you, right? They promised you the world and then packed their bags and took off without a discussion. So just remember that, this collective. They think they're ready for this, but look at the cards around it. They're literally, look at all the wands. They're literally leading with passion and desire. All right, what should you guys do? Advice from the universe. Empress in reverse. This is going to block your intuition. Listen to your body. Focus on yourself. Star energy, tranquility. I always say our body is our biggest sign. If you are feeling anxious, overwhelmed, angry, whatever, trust your body's intuition. The universe is saying, are you feeling peace, calm, tranquility? How are you feeling within? Remember who you are. Remember what you deserve. Empress Star, you're a cosmic child. You deserve the world. Wow. You're going to have so much uncertainty, and they're saying don't overcommit here. Don't drop the ball here. Why do I feel this collective you're going to be tempted? I was feeling you fed up. The universe is going to make sure you feel overwhelmed here to see, are you going to put boundaries up? It's not about being angry, but it's seeing yourself, right? My advice, I said it before, I would choose silence. I wouldn't even open the message. I would delete it. That's what I would do if I was you. So you're not tempted. Because like I said, one message ain't going to change nothing here. Is it equal give and take? Are you feeling valued? Are you feeling seen? How can you tell it's equal give and take if it's not consistent, right? This takes time to feel valued. Just remember that. One more. Have strength. Don't fall into self-doubt or be in charge. Self-belief. If it's truly divine, you choosing you, they ain't going to go anywhere. If anything, it's actually going to bring you guys in quicker. like I said, I've said it a few times, this person needs a wake-up call. They literally think now that they're ready, you're just going to be there. They're kidding themselves. Outcome. It's not bad. Okay. Wow. If you can choose you and choose stillness and make this person put in the right effort, you've got Sun, Two of Cups. I'm more seeing this Knight of Cups as seeing the healing, and maybe there could be a flourishing offer that's given, right? But that's when you see that you guys are on the same page. This is a good outcome, but it's all about choosing strength and being patient and not overcommitting to silly words. Trusting your body's emotion. Ace of Pentacles, that's my miracle. We've got both miracle cards here, but that takes time. Ace of Pentacles, that takes time to ground. But once it grounds, it feels like you've been touched from the heavens. One more. Well, you could find solutions and harmony and resolve this, but again, time. Justice curtain. Life lesson. I think right now the biggest energy I'm feeling, this person's coming in with fear because they think they've lost you, but they still believe that you, a few words and a few promises, you're going to open the door again. I genuinely feel this person needs to realize their behavior ain't going to fly with you no more. You need to stand in confidence. You need to remember who you truly are. This Empress, Star, strength, like, remember who you are, right? Don't overcommit. Trust your body's emotion until you feel valued, until you feel seen, until you feel the reciprocity between you two. I wouldn't be budging. You do have potential if you can just, you know, be patient with it all. Make sure you see this from them. The dedicated effort. No dedicated effort, but I'm just here for advice. Okay. You've got to remember, good things come to those who wait. Patience. Yeah, they'll be back, but they're still trying to cover their tracks. This person's only going to truly open up honestly when they truly think you're done, right? When they realize their words ain't flying with you no more. This says retreat, like, and it's normally going away. I feel like the universe is saying this first, you need to retreat, just because it's a divine dynamic. Remember that stallion, the ship and the yarn, that needs to be moved on before anything. They're saying it is safe for you to love, but you got that. Maybe they will take you somewhere. Well, this is how they're coming in, wanting you to. You got the honeymoon and the retreat here. Oh, there's that flirty rubbish. Oh, God. Codependency. That's the only reason you'd fall into this collective. Watch for that. Doesn't need to be rushed. They're going to activate this trigger in you. You've got to get to know each other again, slow and steady. Calling in your person, but you've got to get to know each other again, right? I wouldn't be going on no holiday very quickly. That's just rushing, right? See your emotion. Are you just codependent? Are you they're going to trigger certain things for a reason. They're going to trigger this flirtiness for a reason, because this is this collective cycle you need to break, right? Heart-to-heart conversation. Wait for that. Wait for that one. Or new love, and I was feeling it. I was feeling it. This collective. It's up to you what you want to do. I said that in that part. But until this is new as well, and you're not holding on to the old, you've got to see the new to create the new, right? But I do feel this collective, you've got an actual soulmate energy around you, if not calling it in. So that's up to you at the end of the day what you want. But this doesn't need to be rushed, that's for sure. Okay. Maybe they really do want to take you on a trip. I always see this as Thailand, Bali, Indonesia, but sailing off into the sunset. This is a flower, but I see this as my 4-leaf clover, 5-leaf clover. Maybe you just found one. Flowers. They might bring in some gifts. You did get that reconciliation. Not that a bunch of flowers is going to change anything, but anyway. Labradorite, you could be dreaming a lot right now. Baby pearl. You did get 2 cards of fertility. Maybe you guys are destined to have that apple. You know what I'm seeing that as? Snow White's poisonous apple. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, but you could be eating an apple, or you love apples. My little candle wax that looks like a dog bone. Maybe you just bought some little treats for your pet. Full moon, new moon energy. The Venus star. Star of love. Perseverance. This needs a bit more perseverance, just my advice, but anyway. The pink heart, new beginning in love. Either way, you're going to be happy. X, H, and F, citrine, and then you've got another H here as well. Citrine, good luck, good fortune. All right, dice, birthdays, memories, angel numbers. That's 2 that flip there. 7th of the 1st, 1st of the 7th, 1-1, 3-3, 3-4. Portal energy. 12th of the 12th this month could be important. You could be a portal baby, or this person could be. 19th of the 4th, 15th of the 8th, 8. You've got a lot of doubles here. 28th of the 4th, or 28th of the 8th, 2nd of the 8th, 8th of the 2nd. All right, my loves. I love you guys. That was such a heavy reading. I feel so drained from that reading. Just imagine what you poor, beautiful stars have felt from this energy. But anyway, lots of love.